always upstaging me. Maybe go this way with it. Maybe that's the way to do it. Ooh, somebody's on time. I'm over here getting everyone situated, letting the good people on the gram. No, hey Morgan. Oh girl, you are right on time tonight. I love that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday, me on phone and TV. I appreciate it. How are you, girl? Happy Tuesday evening to you. I think the people are tapping in. Claps to me for being on time. First time in a minute. Right on time, right on time. But I was really amped to get on tonight. Well, I'm always really hyped to get on and chat with y'all. No lie. I want to share the link on Instagram. But what's going on? How y'all feeling? How's the week going so far? I can't believe it's only Tuesday. I thought today was Wednesday. I swore I was already off for the week, child. Your reels have me dying. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love when it's always when I'm in a silly, goofy mood that everybody ends up seeing my stuff. But child, these creative director situations, yeah, you already know that's what we're getting ready to talk about tonight. Please thumbs up the live if you haven't already. When you enter the premises, it's the least you could do. Thank you so much. As y'all know, I'm Yungfleur, and we are most certainly live tonight on this Tuesday evening. Hey, Tink, welcome to the space. Thanks for joining. I appreciate y'all all for tapping in and being on time. Gold stars for all of you. I just have to I'll do this. Boom, boom. Sharing it with the people so you can see for accountability purposes. But yes, tonight, what are we talking about? There's a lot going on. Thanks for the thumbs up. There's a lot going on right now with these designer houses. It's getting real rocky. It's really starting to pick up some steam. And it's so funny that reel that I shared talking about, a Vogue app person, going on the Vogue app and seeing that another creative director step down. I put that up like last week. Okay, I'm on the hoodie. Yes, 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 yes. I love this hoodie. It's one of my favorite ones. I literally wear it like at least 2, 3 times a week. I'm obsessed with this hoodie. And honestly, I've low-key worn it to bits, but it's still so warm. It's so thick. It's the best. But what was I saying? I posted that reel up last week when the news about Donatella stepping down as creative director and Demna making his out at Balenciaga and his move over to Gucci. That's when I posted that. And then it just got a lot of traction. That's I think one of the most successful posts, not successful. I mean, who defines success on this thing? But I mean, by social media standards, it was successful. Like it's like 8,000 likes and counting. My posts don't normally do numbers like that. But also I do think that the algorithm on here has changed a bit. So I noticed that at certain points it shares a lot of my stuff with like people who don't follow me before it does with the people that do. And today I think I shared one and it looks like it does the opposite this time around. So it was like all my people who saw it first. And honestly, that's fine by me because I want the people that follow me and like actively decided to follow me to be able to see my content anyway. That's like my main gripe with Meta. I think that's all of us, right? But we have got to talk because I'm only giving this thing an hour. I'm not doing the part 2. Child, like I said, it feels like it's been a week already. I don't know why my eye is like super irritated right now. Oh, let me not touch it. All right. But we have some things to talk about. So we did have our live last Thursday. Shout out to y'all for pulling up, where we talked about the news at that point, like I was just talking about earlier, and talking about Dario Vitale, who used to design for Miu Miu, and also worked at D Squared for at one point in time, and his transition over to be the chief creative officer, um, or essentially creative director for Versace in Donatella's place. And instead, she's gonna be worried about the charities and the philanthropies and all of those. So I feel like she's probably gonna be involved in like their events and things like that through the year. And of course, she's Donatella, so she has to still be a figurehead. Like, I don't know if Dario is gonna be as Versace glamorous as she is. And also, I mean, this is a brand that like is known for the family being the energy. You know what I mean? Being like the, you know, in a Tom Ford way, where like they represent the brand as much as the brand represents them. Let me just share this live. Share the live with the Garden on the live chat. But yeah, how do we feel about this recent news now? Jonathan Anderson, JW Anderson, has announced the other day that he will be stepping down from his creative director position at Loewe. And this comes at such a, such a, such a tumultuous time, as they would say, right? It's really sad to hear that, you know, he's coming to a close with that because, you know, his impact on Loewe is, you know, undeniable. He put Loewe on the map. You know what I mean? No one was paying attention to nobody's Loewe, especially not at this scale until he stepped on the scene. Like he really did the damn thing. Shout out to everybody that's joining the Yungfleur live right at this moment. I'm Yungfleur. We are live. Good evening. Hi, John. Welcome to the space, babe. How are you? How you feeling? What's going on? Please give a thumbs up if you haven't already. Thank you so much. And if you have any people that you know that are into the fashion thing or maybe into the live, because you know it's a key, even when we are talking about real niche fashion things, go ahead and send it their way. Let them know. But anyway, talking about Jonathan Anderson and him stepping down, you know, he really uh he really kind of set the tone for something that I think a lot of the fashion brands right now are so desperate to capture, which is, you know, how they can recontextualize themselves in the modern day for the modern customer, for a younger customer, and still maintain their brand prestige while also um, making themselves culturally relevant. And one thing that he hit on the head was making Loewe culturally relevant. Don't y'all all agree? So I just wanted to kind of skim through some of the highlights of Jonathan Anderson's impact. I keep saying Jonathan, JW. You know what I mean? I wanted to skim through some of the highlights of his era at Loewe and his impact on the brand and really on the fashion landscape as well. Um, were we all Jonathan Anderson fans before I start? Were we all JW fans? What did y'all think about Loewe? If you're around and can chime in. I know Morgan, you're on your TV, so you can't really say anything right away. But John, what did you think? Did you pay attention to the Loewe? Yeah, I think he really just did a good job of like kind of going across the board with knocking things out. Like I feel like his stuff kind of the duality of it is really what I'm trying to touch on. Like things that were really meticulous, very heavily detailed and finely crafted, you know, but also very whimsical and very playful and really something that even though it was for the intellectual and kind of for like the art hoe, it was also something that even if you weren't a fashion person, it made you feel something. Right. It was serious but also lighthearted. And I think that's what happens when, you know, you have someone that understands the technical part of design as much as they understand the novelty of it and what gets people to be excited about seeing something and about wearing something to presenting themselves in something, but also what makes them feel good about putting something on. Like what texturally makes people feel good. Mm, 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 mm. So, while I'm chewing this cookie, I wanted to kind of, like I said, go through some of the different parts of his history. So let me pull up my little set of notes. Auntie, don't you start. Welcome to everyone that's joining, by the way. Happy Tuesday. I'm Yungfleur. We are live. You already knew that. We are here talking about all the shakeups and step downs that are happening in fashion right now. And I'm giving a little bit of a trade effect. Don't act surprised. I could give both handed. What's up? So, anyway, let me get into my thing before we got to wrap this thing up, child. Where do I start? Child, hold on. Let me pull up my thing there. Where did I put it? So anyway, anyway, talking about Jonathan Anderson. So before Jonathan Anderson got his start with Loewe, which happened in 2013, of course, he had founded his own brand. And even before that, he really got his fashion start working at Prada as a visual merchandiser, and then eventually found himself into, founding his own thing and really with a focus on accessories, especially, and of course, working on menswear. And one thing from the start that was, really interesting about his work was the way that he did play with gender, and kind of gender expression through dress and blending these masculine and feminine elements together in his menswear. And that is something that we saw really become, the cornerstone of what made, Loewe so dynamic. Um, so, he got a lot of attention out in London. He's Irish, by the way. I don't know if I said that before. He's Irish. Some other fun facts. Before he got into designing, he actually was studying as an actor. And so I think that that is, even though that's like a little fun fact, it also kind of makes sense as far as kind of like earlier inspirations to the theatricality that he now translates into his designs. You know what I mean? Like it's always a quirky something. It's always like a over the top, but he has a really good balance of it. Like I feel like he's a theater kid that I probably could have like gotten along with, because one thing I can't stand is a theater person, like actor kids, like actor people who are very much about the theater and don't let you stop knowing it. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, um, he did really well. It was a really big thing for Loewe because Loewe had started off mainly as like one of those old grandfathery brands where the focus was mainly on leathers and leather goods and leather accessories. And as far as the fashion, they did eventually open up, like a whole ready to wear operation, but it wasn't really anything that I would say was super competitive compared to some of the big wigs of of back in the day. Excuse me. And so when they brought him in, it really was like it's like I don't even know. It's like taking a vitamin or like a like I don't know what, but it really is interesting how like one person as a creative director can really jumpstart a brand, especially it's especially interesting to me how that works for brands that like Loewe aren't centralized on ready to wear as their like origin or as their core. Like, like brands like for example, like a Schiaparelli even. And you know what, Schiaparelli may not be a good example because their design, like, you know, Schiaparelli was always popping and was always working. It was always like a ready to wear brand. Sorry, my eye, oh, it's so irritated. uh, it's always something. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, so it's really interesting because like even today, like think about like what happened with Blue Marine, right? Where Blue Marine wasn't really doing anything, and then they brought in the designer that came in before. What was his name? Nicholas? Is it? I keep forgetting what his name was. Hold on, I want to look it up. But either way, they brought him in, and Nicola Brognano. His jawline is crazy. I forgot this is what he looks like. Nicola Brognano. That was the guy that was designing at Blue Marine, doing all that Y2K shit. Um, but yeah, it's really interesting how like they'll just like pluck a designer, pull them in, and then just like boom, out of nowhere, like the ready to wear is just a thing. Even if it's not like their history. But anyway, moving on from there, what else do I have? What else do I have? Um, what else do I have? Um, oh, yes. So, like I said, he came in 2013, and the success was just out of control. The Loewe sales had surged from 230 million euros in 2014 to it's about a little bit over €1 billion in 2024, according to estimates from Morgan Stanley. That is fucking crazy. And I mean, the way that, you know, the brand presence really exploded. I mean, it really became a household name, even as unpronounceable as the name Loewe is to you know, the everyday, not necessarily fashion enthusiast. But look, people are learning. People are realizing it's not low. It's not Lowe's, babe. We're not shopping for furnishings. We are getting fashions. So moving on from that, another stat, 2000 in 2023, the brand increased its annual profit by more than 60%. Like it was really like a lot of rapid growth with Jonathan Anderson. And the one thing about it was that he was really able to keep the momentum going throughout his tenure, which is really difficult for a lot of designers, especially a lot of newer designers today and designers that really kind of come into the scene from out of nowhere because JW wasn't, you know, someone who came from another big house. It was really him building his own brand that brought attention to his work and allowing him to get the opportunity to work with Loewe. And I believe he still does his own personal JW Anderson collection as well. He has his collaborations with Uniqlo now. Like shit is lit. Um So another thing, like I said, that was really important about him was that he was able to really speak to a younger client. And I think one of the big parts about that, well, it was a few different things. Let's talk about it, right? Um, he had a handbag that was a signature, of course. There was the puzzle bag, which I mean, everyone goes up for. I'm still trying to get my hands on. There's like a clear one. There's like a clear puzzle bag that is mad cute. I don't know what material it is, but the puzzle bag was just like a hit as soon as it dropped. In addition to that, the wardrobe itself and the fact that in addition to, like I said, having um a strong focus on being very detailed and very well made, it also had that viral factor. It was something that visually people wanted to know about. It was really intriguing to people, something that they wanted to reshare, and really got people to kind of rethink the way that they view fashion and the way that you intake it in, you know, the 2020s or in, you know, the future. Um, moving on from that, He also gave Loewe like a little splat. He gave it a little drip. Like he gave it like that energy. He made it that brand that was known for once again the artsy girl, the artsy hose. Like if you wanted to be that girl who was not like other girls, you would buy Loewe. If you wanted something that he had, as far as what you could purchase in stores, like you could get a branded kind of Loewe moment. There was that insignia that everybody knows now, but you can also get something where, you just know it just from it being on the runway or from it being on social media reposted a ton. Like the balloon heels, for example, another hit. Um, Moving on from there, he also really indulged in this passion for craftsmanship and went on to found the Loewe Craft Prize, and also worked with artists a lot. Worked with prints from artists from different times. Also worked with contemporary artists on creating original collaborations that really continue to ingrain Loewe and what's going on right now. I think that was like the other part of the balancing, like being able to be something that had this um commercial appeal. It was something that like was super trendy, but also something that maintained a sense of like grounding and really being rooted in something substantial and once again something really intellectual, like something that both people can enjoy. The trend slave and also the person who wanted to really look to fashion as a way to um denote their sophistication, to keep it, very simple. Um, what else do I have for us? And then also, I mean, Zendaya and the Loewe looks and the Loewe ambassadors that they had were really, another powerhouse example of um their marketing at work. Let me see if I can pull up like the list of all the Loewe ambassadors or like a couple examples so we can just look at some looks real quick. And if y'all have any favorite looks from his era, please do bring it up so we can revisit them. Cause it's just a little walk down memory lane, child. Hmm. I just asked Auntie GPT real quick to see what she got to say about it. So we've got, for example, Taylor Russell. How could I forget? Taylor Russell was the Loewe girl. Can we talk about that for a second? My girl was so fab. Every look a hit. I feel like she's been in hiding a little bit, but I feel like wherever JW is getting ready to go, Dior, he will definitely have her along for the ride because Taylor was giving. Taylor was like the best part of the best, one of the best parts of the past couple years when it came to fashion. Mm, 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 mm. I'll just do a quick Google even of her in Loewe look so we can take a look together. Because she did the campaigns, she appeared at the shows. Jonathan is really going to tear it down in Dior. You think so? I need to put some music on too. I'm like, why do I feel a little naked right now? And that's because I don't have any bops playing. I don't have any bops playing. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, all right. All right. Let me hold on. I'm trying to share it. His British elitism and harshness will serve the House justice beyond his desire for arbitrary. I'm actually excited. No, I think, like I said, he definitely. I think he shares a lot of the values that Dior and other classic French luxury fashion houses prioritize. Like, once again, the focus on the design, making something that speaks to what women want to wear today, and also something that just feels more elevated, and has that air of luxury that looks like luxury. Um, but he's also like, he also gets how to do that for 2025. I think he's gonna go off. I think he's gonna kill it, to be honest. Uh, where is it at? I'm trying to share this damn screen. Okay, let's go. Where do we? How do we even? Where do we even begin? We can talk about this moment. The way I was so obsessed with this, I was so obsessed with this like little floral piece. I was wondering if it was going to be available online because you never know. But I don't think they ever did make it available for sale online, or maybe you had to, you know, speak to somebody about it. But this was such a hit of a collection. This was the SS23 collection. Like I said, another viral moment. Once again, once you see this kind of piece, it's so visually striking. Even just on a scroll, you can't help but pay attention. And he really was able to make stuff that made people stop for a moment and really pay attention to what was going on in front of them as far as fashion was concerned. Like, I feel like we constantly would revisit the designs throughout the season and really pay attention to the intricacies of what he was trying to convey season by season. And that's something that I think not other brands are able to do. Not other brands are able to arrest people and get their attention like that, and keep their focus. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, there she goes again. Oh, I love this. Gorgeous. Such a good look. And this photo's by Carlene Jacobs, styled by Imra Asha. Taylor's a really. I feel like she's one of those people. She doesn't really talk much. She's got that like Amber Rose back when she first met Kanye, or back when she first used to pop out with Kanye kind of vibe to her. Like, she's very mum. But honestly, I fuck with that. Like, let's bring back celebrities that know to just close their damn mouth and mind their business and stay out of the way for your own mental health, not just to, not me trying to silence a woman. I'm saying, girl, for your own sense of inner peace, just don't say a damn thing. Let me see. Is it not sharing anymore? Such a look. This campaign as well. Oh my god, I remember I wanted this hoodie so bad. I'm still on the lookout for it. The pixelated situation. Once again, these pieces that they're amazing to see from afar, and even more interesting to see when you finally get them in the stores. This was another moment I loved when she pulled up with that metal jacket. It looked heavy as hell, but she tore it. Simple bodysuit, a little messy pulled back situation with the Loewe shoes to match. Girl, she was eating that season up, and the legs go crazy. So good. Hi, welcome to everyone that's joining in. Please go ahead and give the live a thumbs up. I appreciate it so much, babe. We are here and we're talking about Jonathan Anderson and paying our respects as your boy gets ready to head on out. Child, niggas is quitting left and right. People are off the job. Ain't nobody gonna be in the office by next week. Wasn't this made by Loewe too? This was, I think, one of my favorite moments. Her Met Gala look last year, so good. Like, that bodice is insane and made out of wood at that, and she was seated right next to Anna. Yes, I mean, she definitely was giving fashion darling. I used to love these shots of her in this jacket. This is such a cute little, like, femme look, though. I love this with the little short hair and the earrings. Put my jacket at. So cute. Hi, y'all. Welcome to everyone that's joining in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday evening. I'm Yungfleur, and we are live, and we are talking about the last days of our good man, Jonathan Anderson at Loewe. And we're looking at some of the ambassadors that really set the tone for the J.W. Anderson era. We also have outside of Taylor Russell, I mean, there was Greta Lee. How can we forget? Excuse me. Greta Lee, the girl, okay, just giving you emotion for the lower child. She really, I mean, I loved the way that she went there. Like, I feel like Greta Lee compared to Taylor was in a lot more of the outre looks, especially when it came to like structure. And that was her Met Gala look. Oh yes, how can we forget this moment? This one wasn't my favorite, but definitely giving you a little bit of surprise in the back. Who's in here? I wonder. Who is in the live? Hmm. I guess who else? Let's go through some more. Just gorgeous. This is her in the fall 2024 ad, in the look as we see it on the runway. Her Vanity Fair Oscar party look, sickening, just giving you divine mother, okay? I wonder how they did that with this floating effect. And she's just giving you simple quaff. She's giving you Mother Earth, okay? She's giving you Mother Earth and Father Time at the same damn time. I love it. How can we forget these shoes, these little pom pom shoes? Like I said, the playfulness and that kind of like revisiting of childhood and applying this childlike approach to working with clothing and understanding how to make things look on the body is what really made his stuff stand out. And it's great that, a brand like Loewe would take a chance on him and allow him to go in that direction. And I mean, at the end of the day, everything was still pretty posh feeling. But I mean, also with the immediate success of his work, I'm sure they were not complaining because as soon as he kind of hit the ground, he was running and things were really taking off. Now, this was one look that I could never get with. Ayo Edebiri was wearing this. I remember I hated seeing this when it was on the carpet as well. I hated this moment. Like, why would they do my girl like that? Why? The ran through house dress is crazy. Still a want, a need. Which what are you referring to? I missed it. Oh, you're probably talking about the pom pom heels. But I really was not a fan. I think I don't like the prints of these either. Sickening. What other ambassadors were there that were great? Um, they talk about Josh O'Connor as well. So apparently Josh O'Connor was also a global ambassador. I'm so sorry. I don't know who this man is. I'm not even gonna front like I do. What has he been in? What have I seen him in? His face is familiar. Like I'm not on Google right now. What has he been in? Doctor Who? I never watched that. God's Own Country, never watched that. Emma, I never watched that. La Chimera, I never watched that. What was he in that I watched? Who is this man? Mm. Oh, he was in Challengers. Oh, that was the one in the movie with Zendaya, the tennis movie. Okay. All right, now I remember. Okay, so he was in the Loewe and back as well. Let's go back to him in the Loewe looks. I enjoyed the Loewe menswear looks as well. Not necessarily my style all the way, but he had bits and pieces there that I enjoyed. I remember he had that one pair that he did in of the denim jeans. It was like a wide leg denim jean with like a gold like gold foil or gold paint kind of thing applied towards the bottom. It was like a thick kind of color block thing towards the end of it of gold. I'm sure y'all remember. I'm still I low key still want to get my hands on it, but I feel like it was also so trendy. I would feel so out of place putting it on right now. I don't know. I don't really see him in much Loewe besides the campaigns earlier. And I guess he used to pull up to the shows as well. But they say he's a global ambassador. Who else was there? Apparently, they said that there was this one person, Leo Wu, um, who really helped. Apparently, he's a Chinese actor, and apparently, he really helped bring uh, uh, the Loewe brand into China and help with the expansion there for it to catch on with people. Oh, I love this. Sure. This is Loewe? I don't remember this. That's actually cute. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Mhm. Let me get back on my scripts. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know. I feel like all in all, I'm wondering now, like, what are the next steps? I think that's like all that's on everyone's mind now. I mean, we keep hearing this story, this it feels like even more than a prediction. I feel like these days it's a lot more pressure when it comes to the fashion quote unquote rumors. Like everything is damn near confirmed before the news is actually officially released. I feel like that's how it's been for just about all the other kind of creative director move arounds that have been happening. Maybe aside from like Versace and Donatella stepping down, but I mean, we felt that coming. It was a matter of time, but it wasn't something that was already like in the rumor mill, or was it? Or maybe I wasn't in the rumor mill when that was going on. What is this? But yeah, it really makes me wonder what happens with Loewe. I think more than anything, it's like it's not even just about who goes to Dior, of course, right? It's about who's going to be taking over at Loewe instead. And I wonder who that could be at this point. Who do we have left? Who do we have left? And not for nothing, there was somebody that was in my DMD earlier today that was like, what if Jonathan was to pull like a stunt and end up, surprising everybody and going to Balenciaga? I feel like Jonathan at Balenciaga, but I mean, he was already at Balenciaga when he was working with Nicolas Gasquier. So I don't know if that's the redux that we need, but I also could see that happening. Like I could see, um, him being able to turn it out over there. But I also don't think that that's where he's going at all. What do you think? Who do you think could take over at Loewe? Y'all have any opinions you want to share? I'm trying to think on it myself, to be honest. Who could go? I think the one thing about Loewe that wouldn't be the same for like a Gucci is like, I don't think that they necessarily need a superstar designer to replace them. Especially because once again, Jonathan was kind of like a wild card in a sense that he just kind of came out of nowhere, not really being a creative director at another like really big, headlining brand. So I think that they should really continue in that path, especially with that being like kind of adding to that more alternative appeal of the work that they've been doing. Are the people here? I don't know if it's recording this properly, but it's looking like people aren't here. Because I will shut this thing right down if need be, okay? Is it just me in here right now? Chime in, chime in. I hope it's someone young and new. Someone young and new. Why does it the numbers on this thing, it's really interesting how it tracks who's on here. Um Yeah, I think it will be too. I feel like Loewe, like they're chilling. I feel like the brands that have been doing well for themselves in this time that all the other brands have been really pressed and stressed to kind of like figure out what trends to latch onto or how to get people to pay attention to or fuck with them or buy into their stuff. Um, I feel like those brands, they can kind of take a breather and use a bit more of a sense of prudence when it comes to choosing somebody and not making a decision that could be a bit too rash. At least I would like to hope so. So I'm hoping that they bring in someone. I feel like I can't even think on who it is, but I know whoever it is just gonna be someone that we're like, okay, I guess they're fab. Sure, let's see what's given. It's me and one other person. Now there's three others. Okay, cool, 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 cool. I don't know. Sometimes it records. It doesn't. This YouTube isn't the best at recording who's on here. But yeah, I'm trying to think on like who. I really can't think on it, y'all. Like I can't imagine like who's available, who would go to Loewe. Child, Hedy Slimane. I don't know. Like I really do not know. I have no clue. I'm very excited to be surprised and to be dazzled though. Like I don't think that Loewe is gonna lose steam off of this. I'm really hoping they don't. They're really in a good position. Mm-mm-mm. I'm trying to think, what other news is there that's going on that we may want to talk about before I end things for the day? Besides, what's the name? Forever 21 filing for bankruptcy for the second time, apparently. It's really sad to see. I never thought I'd see the day when I was like 15, 16 years old running down to Union Square in the on the weekends with my friends and watching as all of those women proceeded to tear those shelves limb from limb. That place was such a nightmare. I don't know how people like worked at Forever 21. Like I could never. Like I knew people, like I had friends that did overnights and things over there. Child, count me out. Mm-mm-mm. I hope it's someone from CFSM. Someone straight up out the school, like a super fresh face. Yeah, no, I really think whoever it is going to be someone that everyone's going to want to immediately do their Googles on. I really think that they're just going to come out with someone that we wouldn't even know to expect. They are done in April. Currently 40% off. Forever 21, child. But then again, I would say that's like super duper cheap, which it still is, but Forever 21 has definitely gone up in prices over the years. At least the last that I checked. I can't tell you the last time I actually bought something over there, but my young teen sisters are still um ones to frequent their locations. Hmm. But yeah, I feel like I'm gonna end things a little bit early or just on time, only because I want to get into recording some things for y'all, so that I can get back on track with sharing some content on a more consistent basis. But one, shout out to us getting back on time with the lives. And we've been going consistently, I feel like, for the past like couple weeks, no? Low key, maybe at least once a week we've been on here, but I'm getting back into the two a weeks. So shout out to that. And of course, I will be back this Thursday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It seems like that's working. Please go ahead and share the live and let your people know. Yeah, stick around on the Instagram, stick around on the TikTok. I'll be sharing some more things on there. And I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna call it a night. But thank you so much for joining, and I will see y'all all again very soon. Take care.